Hello, this is Spartan Commander, and this is a 548th Brotherhood game that I've put onto YouTube. Straight away you will see that this is a barbarian invasion battle. It's only a shortish battle, but it's very intense, and I hope you enjoy it. Okay, our first teammate is Brotherhood member Crypto, the host of this game, and he has bought the Roman Western Empire Rebels. Let's have a quick look at his army here. Straight away you'll see that he's bought the Auxiliarii Palatina. Okay, these are spear units here, but of course are anti-cavalry, and my guess is he'll put those units on the front of his battle formation to stop any cavalry hits. He's also got the BROTHERHOOD. Remember, these guys can throw at least 20 of those metal-tipped darts each, and they've got a long range. So not only have they got a large amount of missiles to throw, but they have got a long range and can do a lot of damage. He's got one Comitatensis as his general. That's a 123-man unit. Very solid infantry. That is a good unit to bring for your general there. Let's say it's an Eagle unit. And as I say, you can see that it's his infantry general unit there. Of course, as we've talked about before, he's got a religious unit. Now remember, in Barbarian Invasion, morale is even more important, I think, than what it is in RTW. So to bring a religious unit, to give that extra morale boost to your troops, is very, very important and a good tactical move. Quick look at his cavalry, and I think he's got the Sarmatian Auxiliary Cavalry. Now these guys are pretty good. Just put some good upgrades on them, and these cavalry can be quite effective. Okay, so I think that's a pretty good army there of Cryptos. Be interesting to see how well it does during the course of the battle. Okay, our next teammate is Brotherhood member Conan, the co-founder of the Brotherhood, and he has got the Roman Eastern Empire faction, and I think this is kind of his faction of choice. This is a faction that he always goes for here. If you notice, he's got about 18 infantry units. He's got a BROTHERHOOD, as I say. Remember, they throw those metal-tipped darts, got about 20 of those each, and then he's got two Comitatensis, Eagle units within his army. Okay, but with 18 infantry units, the firepower that he's got there is absolutely amazing. He's got two cavalry units. He's got the Equite Clibanarii. If you look closely, you'll see like those rolling pins like we looked at before, but those are actually effective against armor maces. Okay. And these cavalry are so good. You know, most cavalry you pull out of an infantry fight. With these guys, you can leave in fighting infantry and they still do really good. That's how tough those cavalry are. Okay, so he's got 18 infantry. Imagine the firepower that he's going to bring to the battlefield with those. And I think out of those 18, 16 of them are BROTHERHOOD, where those guys that throw at least 20 missiles each and got long range. So they could be absolutely devastating there. Okay, and our last teammate is myself, a Spartan Commander, who has unusually bought the Sassanid faction. I just fancy bringing them for this particular battle. Now what I like about these guys is you've got the Sugdian warriors here. Now these are effective against armor. Can you see those effective against armor maces? But not only are they effective against armor, but they're good solid infantry. They seem to hold quite well when they're being aggressively attacked, so that's one good thing for them there. Plus you've got here the Desert Archers. Now these guys have got a long range, they've got good defense, and these are elite archers, so that's another good thing. But the real power of the Sassanids are their cavalry. Now these cataphracts here, okay, now these really are the tanks of the barbarian invasion world. They've only got gold defense on, but that gives them a 35 defense. Okay, just gold defense, 35 defense, plus cavalry charge. The maximum cavalry charge in this game is 10. Most cavalry units have got 6 or 7 charge bonus, but these guys have got a 9 charge bonus, one below the maximum. And as I say, they've got a 35 defense and a 9 charge bonus here. So make no mistake, these really are the tanks of the barbarian world here, and they can be battle-winning troops. So I think that's it's a pretty good army there. And then you've got the Clibanarii Immortals here. Okay, this is another elite cavalry unit. Okay, they're actually horse archers. Okay, fast moving horse archers. But if you alt attack them, they have also got effective against armor maces. And they got a massive defense on them. I think they've got 2 hit points. Those are really elite cavalry as well. So the Sassanid strength is really in their cavalry, but their infantry are good as well. Okay, so there's our team. It's got the potential to be a really great battle, and I hope you enjoy it. And here is the other team. We have Barbarian Invasion player Lotus, who has bought the Roman Western Empire faction. Now, this is the first time I believe that Lotus has ever played Barbarian Invasion before. I don't think he's ever played it before. And I believe that he was a little bit confused on the rules here, because if I'm not mistaken, I think he's bought 6 horse archers. And as you might know, we just have the normal 31k rules here, where 2 horse archers are max. But if I'm not mistaken, I think he's got 6 horse archers. So I think he was a little bit confused with the rules. So it'll be interesting to see how well he does during the course of the battle. Our next teammate is Brotherhood member Demon, who has bought the Roman Eastern Empire rebels. Now, this is his faction of choice. He brings this faction all the time. He's very good with it. Once again, you'll see he's got the Plumbarteri units there that makes up most of his infantry, where they throw those 20 metal tipped darts with long range. And he's got 1 Comitatensis within his army, the 122 man unit there for extra morale. And I think he's got his general there as well, his infantry general. Plus he's got 3 archers there, the Eastern archers. And these guys have only got medium range, but they're armoured, so it makes them difficult to kill. Very good, reliable archers, those. And then he's got his cavalry there, which are the Equitoi Cataphractii. Now, these aren't effective against armour cavalry, but they are still pretty good in their own right. Usually people bring the effective against armor Equitoi Clibanarii there, but he just bought the Cataphractii instead. Be interested to see how well they do. Okay, their last teammate is Brotherhood member Mantu, who's bought the Slavs faction. Okay, unusual to see a Slavs faction. You don't see that very often. And just have a look at their elite steppe horde chosen warriors here. I'd like to have a look at their swords there. If you look at their swords, can you see that the tips of their swords are curved? So these swords are used for hacking and slashing rather than stabbing there. Okay, so that's their elite infantry. And then these are possibly the best foot archers in the game, the steppe raiders. They got massive range, really good defense. They're so tough, you can use these guys as light infantry when they run out of arrows. So probably pound for pound, they're probably the best foot archers in the game. Then he's got mounted Aryan priests here, once again for that morale factor that we've talked about quite a lot with Barbarian Invasion, giving that to extra morale to his troops, keeping them fighting longer. Okay, so there's the enemy team there. Plus, I believe Mantu's got 2 horse archers as well, so which he always used extremely well. Harassing, haranguing, causing lots of casualties with these fast-moving units. Plus, don't forget, his ally has got 6 horse archers as well. And at this stage, very, very early stage of the battle, just to confirm that Lotus has bought 6 horse archers here. As I say, the normal rules is 2 horse archers, but I think he was a bit confused with the rules here. That's why he's bought 6 horse archers there. So it'll be interesting to see how well he does with those horse archers during the course of the battle. Very fast moving and can do a lot of damage. Okay, it's very, very early stage of the battle. You can see Mantu bringing his horse archers over here to attack Crypto's infantry there. Okay, remember, horse archers can be very, very effective on Barbarian Invasion. The only troops that are less susceptible to damage are well-armoured troops like Roman troops. Okay, can you see Crypto here moving a fast-moving armoured cavalry general over there to try and cut off the retreat of those horse archers while he brings his heavy cavalry in to try and catch them in a vice-type move. So make no mistake, he's going to try and cut them off with that cavalry unit there to slow him up and hold him up while his heavy cavalry hits. But I think Mantu has spotted that up and is going to move his horse archers away from that unit. Okay, make no mistake, that fast-moving armoured cavalry general can move fast, just as fast as the horse archers. But as you can see here, Mantu is splitting his horse archers up. And remember, as those horse archers are riding round, anything that comes in range, they're actually shooting. They do shoot as well as running around, if you see what I mean. As I say, horse archers in this game can be extremely effective against most factions. But as I say, Roman troops are so well armoured, they seem to suffer less damage from horse archers. And as I say here, you can see that Lotus has got his 6 units of horse archers, Roman horse archers there, probably ready to throw into the fray there. And you can see, I think Crypto's doing well there in chasing those horse archers away. As I say, horse archers very fast moving, and they can do a lot of damage to enemy troops. But as I say, Roman troops are so well armoured that they seem to suffer a lot less casualties from archer fire than other factions. Now here you can you see they've got the shields on the back of these horse archers there? so when they ride away it protects their back from being shot, you see. I think that's a real tactic that was used back in the day there. Great use of shield there. As I say, as they ride away from the enemy and the enemy shoot into their backs, they just hit the shields there. So that's a nice bit of defense there. As you can see here now, you can see that the let's pause the game for a second. Okay, so you can see Lotus now is bringing his 6 horse archers there. So there's 8 horse archers there, and I can't believe how thrilled Crypto will be seeing 8 horse archers coming towards him on his flank. So yeah, 8 horse archers coming towards Crypto. As I say, he's probably very thrilled, and it'll be interesting to see how he counters these all these horse archers there. Remember, those horse archers fast moving, and as I say, if they start shooting you in the flank or the rear, they can cause massive damage there. And I think that's a good move by Crypto there, backing his cavalry off, because he's facing, as I say, 8 horse archers there, and his cavalry could suffer a lot of casualties from those horse archers. So as I say, it's a lot of firepower over here on Crypto's flank. And as I say, remember the usual rule is 2 horse archers max. So as I say, Lotus I think was a bit confused with the rules there, and that's why he's bought 6. So as I say, Crypto's got to face 8 fast moving horse archers here, and as I say, it'd be interesting to see how he counters those horse archers. Right, you can see he's moving his infantry forward there. And as I say, you can see the enemy here getting the horse archers up around the flank and getting in behind Crypto's infantry there. So Crypto's going to counter-attack with his cavalry, forcing those horse archers back. I notice Crypto's got his cavalry in open order there to minimise archer damage to his units. Remember, if you put units in open order, they suffer less damage from missiles. So that's what Crypto's doing there, trying to chase those horse archers away. But as I say, chasing 8 fast-moving horse archers when they're shooting at you as well as you're chasing them is quite a difficult thing to do there. And you can see that Lotus there got his general unit as a horse archer unit as well. I thought for a moment he was going to get caught there by Crypto's infantry, but luckily he's pulled his general back. Crypto is also charging down, and you might catch these guys as they turn bang as he hits them. And of course he snagged those 2 units there with that heavy cavalry. He could now rout these 2 units there, which it looks like he's done. So that was a nice catch there by Crypto's infantry there, routing 2 of those fast moving horse archers there of Lotus's there. So well done to Crypto. Yeah, a lot to contend with on that left flank there against 8 archer units there. Okay, you can see that here. Let's just pause the game for a second. You can see that it looks like it looks like Conan and Lotus's infantry have kind of run into each other here in the centre of the battlefield. Okay, now both sides look like they've got a lot of firepower. You can see my Sassanids out to the right there, facing Demon and some of Lotus's infantry. But you can see, as I say, Conan has collided with some of Lotus's red Roman units there. Okay. And now my guess is that there'll be a lot of missile exchange between the two armies there. As I say, this is Lotus' first time of ever playing Barbarian Invasion, so of course whenever you first play a game you might not get things perfect, as all of us have done in the past. Okay, you can see the missiles here, those metal tipped darts. Remember, Conan's got 18 infantry units and 16 of those are the Plombarteri throwing these metal tipped darts. So as I say, the firepower that he's got there to destroy enemy troops before they even get to hand fighting is absolutely phenomenal there. As I say, this is where a big advantage the Romans have got in Barbarian Invasion is the missile damage they can do before they even get to hand-to-hand fighting. Right, you can see I bought my elite archers here, and I've got a great opportunity here of shooting into the flank of those enemy Roman troops. Make no mistake there, I'll be causing a lot of casualties there. Even though those armoured troops are those Roman troops are well armoured, they will be suffering a lot of casualties. And here you can see Conan and Crypto have kind of linked up there in the centre and left flank. There you can see Conan's moved well over to the left flank there and left me over on the far right flank while he's moved over so far to the left. But as I say, with the firepower that he's going to bring down onto the enemy troops there, you'd be surprised on how much damage he can do. Okay, as I say, you can see there'll be a lot of missile exchanging going on between these two, and you can see that some of Conan's troops here are receiving some of those metal tipped darts from Demon's green Roman infantry there. Okay, you can see that a lot of missiles are coming in on Conan's unit there on that right flank. Okay, so as I say, Conan's moved over a long way to the left there, leaving my troops over on the far right. But if you notice here, can you see how all this cavalry here, all this enemy cavalry, have kind of moved together? And it'll be interesting to see if they're going to use that cavalry in one massive charge there. As I say, you can see Lotus's Red Roman army there. As I say, it's the first time we ever played Barbarian Invasion, so of course he's probably not going to be that good on the first time. Right, here you can see Demon now moving his infantry in towards Conan's 18 infantry units here. Okay, so it might be a plan here. I'm going to be now shooting my arrows into the rear of those running units there. I've got my infantry and cavalry ready to charge in. As I say, I've got my tanks of the Barbarian world there, armoured from head to toe, 35 defence, 9 charge bonus, ready to charge in when ready, as I say, when I'm ready to charge them in there. But as I say, you can see Conan here facing all of the green Roman enemy there, plus you can see Lotus's Red Roman army there throwing missiles in. Okay, and you can see here Conan now, as I say, there'll be a lot of exchanging of missiles there. Look at those missiles there. I mean, that is just phenomenal firepower that you can see here from the Romans. As I say, on Barbarian Invasion, the Romans have got such a massive advantage with the missiles that they can throw into enemy troops before they even get engaged. Right, can you see Mantu is charging his elite step horde warriors into the flank of Conan's army there. Okay, so Conan's being attacked by Green Rome and the Slavs infantry, plus he's being bombarded by enemy missiles. Okay, now I can see some enemy cavalry heading towards Conan here, right? Can you see Demon's heavy cavalry plus Mantu's heavy cavalry here? Now, if they smash into Conan's army here, bearing in mind he's already pinned and held, it could cause a mass rout. Bang! As he smashes in there. Can you see Crypto's brought his green Roman cavalry over here to support Conan, and he's charged in there, and bang! As he smashes in there as well. But straight away you can see his cavalry routed on impact because they ran into routing allies there, which lowered their morale and made them rout as well. And oh my gosh, in one hit our centre has now been broken. As you can see, most of Conan's infantry and all of Crypto's cavalry have been routed here in the centre with a massive cavalry and infantry charge by the enemy troops there. So as I say, our centre has now been broken, and the enemy should go on to win this battle now. They've smashed our centre. Most of Conan's units have been routed. Okay, I'm bringing my Sogdian warriors into the rear of those enemy Roman troops. I've got my cavalry moving in as well. And of course my archers have been shooting into them all the time. And of course you've got Crypto's green infantry there on our left flank moving over to help Conan here. But as you can see here, our centre has been broken and smashed there by a concerted enemy cavalry and infantry attack. And as you can see, most of Conan's infantry has now been routed, and I think all of Crypto's cavalry has been routed there in that one massive hit. So as you can see, as I say, our centre has now been broken. I've thrown my Sogdian warriors in there where they're effective against armour maces, against those enemy troops. You can see my cavalry. Here comes the tanks of the Barbarian Invasion world. They're charging in through my infantry. I'm going for that green enemy general there, and bang! As they smash through my infantry into the attacking enemy troops there. That is a massive cavalry hit. Remember, they've got a 9 charge bonus plus their 35 defence. Here you can see Mantu charging his cavalry. Bang! As they smash into my Sogdian warriors there. You can see my Sassanids are pretty well getting surrounded there by enemy troops. You can see Conan's general's been taken out. I think Conan might have 1 or 2, maybe 3 battle damaged units left. But as I say, the majority of his army was smashed there in the centre by that massive cavalry and infantry attack by the enemy team. As I say, now I've got all these enemy troops pushing in on my Sassanids. I've got Roman enemy troops coming in behind me as well to attack the rear of my attacking troops there. You can see that Crypto is being pinned and held by a lot of the enemy Red Rome over on that left flank, although he is sending reinforcements over to help me. But and also don't forget my archers here all the time. These elite archers are shooting into the enemy all the time through the battle. Remember, we've talked about this before. Archers extremely important on Barbarian Invasion because they can cause so many casualties. But here you can see my blue Sassanid army getting basically surrounded here by enemy troops. I'm going to pull my cavalry back. I'm going to lock and load them, and I'm going to pull the trigger and charge them back in. As you can see at the moment, my Sugdian warriors, my infantry, are holding well. The Sugdian warriors don't get a lot of kills, but they're solid infantry. They will hold for a long time. You can see there, right, I've pulled my cavalry back. I've now pulled the trigger and I'm charging back in there, and bang, as I smash into the enemy troops. Once again, I'm going for that green Roman general there. As you can see, a lot of you will know I'm doing that. Here comes man 2 counter-attacking with his cavalry, and bang, as I smash in there. I've got enemy red Romans coming in behind me. You can see basically my army is surrounded here by enemy troops pushing in. You can see that Lotus has alt-attacked with his cavalry. They're pushing in there. But you can see that Crypto has sent a couple of his spear units over to help my infantry there, and he's moving more of his troops over to help as well. But as you can see, for the most part, most of my Sassanid army is completely surrounded there by enemy troops. So I need to pull my cavalry out, I think, lock and load them and charge them back in again. Here you can see a close-up of the fighting. You might be able to see my cavalry there have been alt-attacked. They're using their heavy swords instead of their light lances there against the enemy troops. Okay, make no mistake, this is a real mean here. Let's just pause the game for a second. I just want to show you, remember we looked at the Clibanarii Immortals there? Remember those horse archers? Well, they've been alt-attacked, like I've alt-attacked them, and they are now using their effective against armor maces with their 2 hit points and excellent specifications there. Okay, so this is a fierce battle, make no mistake about that. And I think that, as I say, it might be time for me to pull my cavalry back out, lock and load them, and charge them back in to get that 9 charge bonus again. I've charged them in twice so far. Maybe a third time might just break the enemy team. That's what I'm hoping here. But you can see, look at the enemy red Roman troops pouring in behind me. As I say, it's time to pull my cavalry out, lock and load them, and then charge them back in. As I say, my Sugdian warriors, my infantry, have been holding extremely well. As I say, they probably won't get a lot of kills, but they do hold, and they are pretty solid there. I think we've just taken out the Slavs general. I just saw one of my cavalry units there glow, so they've just got a battlefield promotion. Remember, when a unit does well in battle and get a lot of kills, it gets a battlefield promotion there, which they've just got. As I say, you can see my troops here. My cavalry, as I say, I've alt-attacked, so they are using those heavy swords instead of their light lances against the enemy troops. So, as I say, 35 defense, those cavalry got really solid cavalry, and as I say, they are the tanks of the Barbarian Invasion world. Now I've locked and loaded my cavalry. I'm going to charge them in. You can see Crypto bringing his army over here to support my Sassanids, and I think if my cavalry charges in again, this would be the 3rd cavalry charge with these tanks of the Barbarian world here, and you can see them coming in there, bang, as they smash through here. Wouldn't surprise me if we routed the green Roman general. Yep, the enemy green Roman general we've just routed as well there. And my cavalry have just swept through what was left of those enemy troops there. Right, let's just pause the game for a second. So as I say, we've taken out Demon's general. You can see Conan's rallied some of his infantry. They've come back into the fray. And as I say, you can see Crypto has brought his infantry over from that left flank to help out there. So I think at this stage of the battle, it looks like we've managed to go on to win the battle there. There's another enemy Roman cavalry unit charging there. I see Lotus has still got some of his army here left fighting. His comitatenses, his 120-man units there. And it looks like he's charged them in towards my tired Sugdian warriors. But my guess is that I will probably see that and then counter-attack with my Sugdian warriors there. As you can see, I'm going to charge them in there, and then I'll probably use my cavalry as well to try and finish them off. I say Roman troops in this game very well armoured, but as I say, my Sugdian warriors have got effective against armour maces, and with these heavy cavalry, you see one of my cavalry units glowed again then, got a battlefield promotion, so that unit will have a stripe on it now. And as I say, you can see I've alt-attacked by the way I'm using those heavy swords instead of the light lances, because they're more effective in the melee. And as you can see here, it looks like our team has managed to go on to win the battle there. You can see it's very intense there. And they say those Sugdian warrior infantry there, they with their effective against armor maces, very often don't seem to get a lot of kills, but they do hold for a long time there. And you can see how intense the fighting was over there on that left flank where Crypto was fighting, and of course in our centre here where Conan's army actually got smashed by a concerted enemy attack there. And over here, as I say, my archers have been shooting into the enemy all the way through the battle. My guess is they're probably out of arrows. Now there you can see they've just drawn their swords now, so that means they fired all their arrows, they shot all their arrows into the enemy team, and it'll be interesting to see what kind of kills my elite archers got there. Okay, so as I say, it it looks like our team has managed to go on to win the battle there. As I say, I think Lotus did quite well, bearing in mind it was his first battle on Barbarian Invasion. And as I say, that's the Cataphracts there, 35 defense and a massive 9 charge bonus. Okay, first thing I'd like to say is really well played to everybody in the game there. As you can see, it is an average victory there. Okay, so it's just an average one there. I thought it might have been close. And just say well done to Barbarian Invasion player Lotus. As I say, it's the first time he's ever played the game. I think he was a bit confused with the rules there, that's why he bought 6 horse archers. So he didn't get bad kills for his first battle. Well done to Demon there with his faction of choice. He really likes those that faction there, and he always brings it regularly, got a good army. And well done to Man 2, second highest kills in the game with Slavs. So really well done. We don't see Slavs use that much, so well done to Man 2, and well done to all that team there. My Sassanids, I've managed to scrape in the most kills there. 1,800 kills is quite good for a 3v3. So I'm quite pleased with that. Well done to Crypto fighting on that left flank. Got some good kills there as well. And well done to Conan as well there with his troops there. Did very well. Bearing in mind that he got smashed on that left flank. On that centre part of our battle formation there. So anyway, well done there. So well done to everybody in the game there. Once again, just have a look at the statistics of my Sassanids there. You'll see the Clibinari Immortals. Remember that was the horse archers there that you could all attack. Look at the Cataphract, but look at the archers. This is what I wanted to look at. That's lost 3 there for killing 144, lost 43 for killing 114, lost 9 for killing another 144, and lost 2 for killing 171. You can see 2 of the archers got the same kills, 144 each. That's really, really unusual, that is. And you can see the Sugdian warriors didn't get a lot of kills, but they held really well against concerted enemy attack. So, as I say, good, solid infantry. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this short, intense Barbarian Invasion battle. Look forward to seeing you soon. Please leave a thumbs up if you like. Bye for now.